There we go. A few minutes early, but c'est la vie. C'est la vie, c'est la vie. Do 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 do. Do show up as live. Let me do a community post. Copy link. Hello, people. Just give me a sec as I do that. How are you guys today? Okay. So you may hear banging sounds in the background. That is because we have plumbers here redoing the bathroom. But you're not here for that. You are here for Herng. So, let's see. If you didn't see my live stream on Friday where I started playing Minecraft, on there I created the word for farm. Let me just get H is pharyngealized, so that would be this one. Oh, nope. It's also nasalized. So that'd be this one. And then it would be a low tone. Wah. 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 Yeah. Wah. Ah. I can never get the pharyngalized sound right. But that's what we have, so we'll make do. So, today we are doing grammar. Where we left off, we had decided on... I switched from SVO to SOV, as I believe that is a much better system if we're having post positions. We also decided on symmetrical voice, also known as Austronesian focus marking or Austronesian voice. And we have decided on a few, four markers for the nouns so far. We have the agent marker, the patient marker, and the indirect marker. And then when they're attached to the verb to mark the grammatical subject of the sentence, they change from an ah to an e sound, and the marker is replaced by ya in order to mark the, well, grammatical subject. So you can see that in action here for the active quotes of the symmetrical voice, where the subject is marked with ya, and then it's marked, the key is marked as the agent on the verb itself. And if we go down to the patients, we see it's D, which is usually the patient marker, is marked as, and that marks this thing here as the grammatical subject. I think, yeah, and that is where we had left off last time. And then to continuing today, I had a plan, but I am blanking on it, as did I take a note of it? Hello, college. Nice to see you here. I never call you college, I usually call you cactus, don't I? Anyway, I hope I took a note of it. Did I take a note of this idea? I did not, but I do have another idea. And that will be... No, I do remember what the idea is. I was planning on doing numerals and figuring out how those work. Hello, cat. Thank you for the sauces you sent me last time. That was incredibly helpful. So, I'm just gonna update the description to add numerals. So, we are doing numerals, and I saw the idea of having a base 64 counting system with a subbase of 16. To that, I say no, because I want to keep my sanity. Instead, what I was thinking of is we have a base 8 counting system, and then that'll go up to 64. And so, like, say we have, so like 1 stick up to 8 stick, then 8 plus 1 stick, and so on and so forth till we get up to 64, or 8 times, where's my S? 8 times 8 sticks. Basically meaning 64 sticks. But then once we get up to 64, that is a stack. But then that'll, yeah. So that walks nicely into our powers of 2, and it also walks nicely into being, you know, maximum stack limit being 64. So that is what I am planning on. So let me make another, let me zoom in for you guys so you guys can see better. Numerals. So 1, 2, up to 8. Think up of numbers for that. That's what I was thinking. And then let's just actually shift these around, because I think having a number for 0 would be good. So this is 8, and then eight would be 10, wouldn't it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then since it's base 8, that'd be 10. And then we can go up to there. And I think for larger numbers, just doing the simple way of how Chinese or Japanese does it with just sticking the numbers next to each other. Yeah, let's do Japanese. So, G. So like that's 11. It's literally just 10 and 1. But I think both of my viewers here are Chinese speakers, so I don't need to explain that to you guys. And then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and then that just goes up till that goes up to 100, or what is really there is 64. So yes, oh my gosh, I could do Danish. I could do it like Danish. Don't you tempt me. No, I think I'll keep to the simple way of doing it. So you think up of words for these now, which is always the worst part. I just realized all of our words are single syllable. Should we keep with that? Or should we have multisyllabic words? I mean, aside from compounds, obviously, those have to be multisyllabic, but we could have root words all be single syllable. Probably not. No, but that, Hum. Let's just tackle that problem when we get to it. I should really make an awkwards generator for this language. This would make it so much easier. Let's not do all the words right now. Let's just do some of the numerals. So 1 would be... Oh. Where's my... Oh, right. Different keyboard. Let's just make it a regular, so... Nope, it has to be nasal. There's a nasal there. Unless... So 1 is B for 2... Alright. B is P. Forgot about that. Yeah, someone did mention that having C as a glottal stop would not be far off. But I do quite like having the deal. So I'll keep that. What should 2 be? Saw. Gosh darn it. Keep. Saw. 4 should be Gosh darn it. Keep doing that. Oh. I want the acute accent, not the have. Ni. I don't think that overlaps with, nope. And then 10, or really 8 will be da, 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 da. Ga, ga. Yeah. And then that gives us the leverage to make B. Ooh. B. So we did mention something like that, didn't we? Where a nasalized vowel before voiced stop will pre-nasalize said voiced stop. Me. Shoot, now we have to figure out the pitch accent for how this works. Will it work as one pitch accent? Or will it work as two different? Decisions. Well, for now, Gani, Gami, Gabi, and then Sa. Sanga. Oh, that is 3 A's in a row. That is a problem. That just feels very wrong. I will change you to an R. There we go. Okay. And then 100. Why don't I buy? Just gonna steal it from buy. Just gonna steal it from Mandarin there. Or at least a butchered version of it for Mandarin. So we have some basic numbers for us to work with that we will use to figure out how the rest of the numbers will work. So we have these. Now, how should we use it with nouns, for say counting nouns. We could just do the simple way of adding the numeral next to the noun, whether before or after. So we could just say the word for apple is vin. Word for apple is vin. And we could have, for 2 apples, ça va. Or vin ça. Vin ça. Or we could do the way of having measure words with them. So ça do vin, with do being there a measure word, or that, or we could go the Vietnamese way of putting the measure word after the numeral, but the numeral comes right after the noun. Slot stack. Yeah. That would work. Bye. That would work, but that would be an aspirated voice, right? Ba, a murmur. Bye. So we could use that as the word for just a stack. That makes a lot of sense. So stack, slot. Yeah. We could have it as a measure word. So if we do go the measured word route, we could have the numbers only go up to 77, whatever the language's equivalent of it will be. And then after that, it would be B by 20. So literally one stack apple. And then since it's a measure word, we could use it also for ender pearls. So one stack ender pearl, where it would reference stack of 16. And we just don't have numbers going higher than 77. That would, I think, yeah. Thank you. I am smart. Totally my entire idea. Thank you for this little bit about the slot stack there, Cat. So stack. So these are numerals, and these here are measure words. Oh, this, if I remember correctly, we were planning on having noun classes. So we could just rethink those noun classes as measure words instead. Which, yeah, let's do that. So what we were originally going to have as noun classes will now be represented by measure words. So unlike, say, the Bantu languages, where they are all marked on the noun itself, we will go the way of Japanese, Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, and Thai and whatnot, of having measure words that classify them into smaller groups. So here we will have general measure words, one being stack, bai, and then should we have now the positioning of the measure words itself? Should we have the measure words come between the noun and the measure? Let me visualize this easier. So measure, noun plus measure plus numeral, or should it be numeral plus measure word plus noun? Should it be noun plus numeral plus measure word? I think deciding which of these we will do will also decide to an extent adjective order as well. So for this one, I think adjectives would come before the noun. Well, for this one, the adjectives would come after the noun and probably before the grammatical markers or the grammatical particles. Oh yeah, also measure word plus noun plus measure plus numeral plus noun. I mean, we could just go completely insane and break up the measure word and the noun and have the numeral come afterwards. I don't know of any I don't know of any language that would do that, per se. But it is an idea. Oh no. You seem scared there, Kat. Are you scared of this idea? Do. I mean, we should put this over here. And then also take it to its logical conclusion of numeral plus noun plus measure word. Which I will say looks a bit weird. Numeral, measure word, noun, measure word, noun, numeral, noun. Noun, measure word, numeral, noun, numeral, measure word. Measure word, noun, numeral. Okay, I don't think I will do these ones. Whenever I have trouble deciding something in a Conlang, I like to do a game called For. Okay, I was just gonna do this. But yeah, let's choose adjective order. Didn't Artifactian word order sheet? Didn't he have a sheet somewhere that shows common word order? Universal spreadsheet, is that it? Yes, that is it. So we are a postpositional language, and we have I can't remember if the top is the most common or the bottom is the most common. Well, the bottom has everything after the noun. So, noun, numeral, possessive noun, adjective. Maybe. I always get stumped by choices. You think the top is most common? Yeah, probably, because the top here, this is a prepositional phrase, a postpositional phrase, which means the head would be the post position, which means a head comes after everything. Which would work nicely with our verb finality. But I think having some of the stuff come after noun and not just the postposition would be interesting. So we could say, does it have noun? So everything after this, the noun comes before the adjective. Which means, if we want the numeral, so numeral comes before here and here. I'm thinking about having the numeral afterwards. And the first one that appears is this one here, which would mean we'd have demonstratives before the noun and adjectives after the noun. We'd have the possessive before the noun, but we'd have the genitive before the noun. I think we will go with, let me copy this. I think I will go with F, row F. So noun, postposition, demonstrative noun, noun numeral, possessive noun, noun adjective, noun, rel. Now, because we don't need, I'm not going for realism, I think what I will do is put the noun before, or the adjective before, and then the genitive after the noun. And we can think of numeral phrases or our thing as possessives in a way. So we'd have the numeral before the measure word and the noun before the numeral. So we will go with option number 2, which means this will be like that. So apple to edible. I suppose I could just list all the measure words up here. So edible, do, there's no O in the language. Da, da. That seems like a good system, and now I just have to actually write all that stuff down. So let me move this down. In order to count nouns, measure words are required. Unless it's a stack, in which case bayi is used for all stacks. It would be a bit unconventional, but I think it would work. Kind of like how measure words for boxes of stuff in Japanese works for any noun, not just specific ones. Do that. God, I need to oil my chair. That is loud. Yeah, makes sense. The highest number is 77. Or, in translated to English, 63. Because, yeah. The numeral goes before the measure word and after the noun. Let me give one more space there. And then an example, an example of this would be va sa da, which would equal apple. Decrease this font size so it's easier to see. Apple 2 edible. I don't. I'll just add a hyphen there for now in case we figure out if we want to add spaces between them or not. So apple 2 edible. And then versus va vabi bayi vabi bayi. I think we'll have numerals follow pitch of measure words follow the pitch of the noun, the numeral. I don't understand Google Docs sometimes. I'll just insert a sheet up. That is a much better idea. What if I have 1 stack and 5 apples? Maybe, let's use this one as an example. Apple 2 stack sa da. So in this case, it's basically just acting as a measure word when it's on its own, and if it's above a stack, it's acting as the equivalent of 100, I guess. So 2 stack 2 edible, or we could insert a conjunction and apple 2 stack and 2 edible. No, let's leave out the conjunction. I know it's common in English and other Germanic languages, but I like the system we have so far. It is a nice system. And because this is used for all stacks, including stacks of 16, it means that it still works better as a measure word than as the numeral for 100. Yeah. Yeah, that seems good. So this means we have our basis for, oh shoot, I forgot to share this in the description again. One sec, just gonna add the link to the Google Docs so people can come in here themselves and view it in the description. So if you guys want to look at this yourself, feel free. We already have one friend here with us. So, So we figured out numerals for the most part. I might come in here before the Wednesday stream in order to... Oh, there's a lot of you. I might come in here before the Wednesday stream in order to fill out just the rest of these parts. If you have any ideas for words or just any other ideas, feel free to throw them in the chat or the comments. I might not choose them, but I am terrible at coming up with ideas, so I probably will use a lot of them. So, since we're done with numerals for now, let me just... Why don't we figure out... What else is there to figure out? I don't think we are planning on having inflectional morphology. So we're not going to have plurality. I don't think we're going to have marking on the verb aside from the symmetrical or the reduplication. We should figure out tense and aspect. That would be a good thing to figure out. Also, the possession. Let's figure out possession first. So, one way we could do possession is to use a just plain old possessive marker, like the English S, which I wouldn't consider inflection, just a suffix. Or we could go the of, von, de route. Or, this is common in colloquial Cantonese, I've heard, at least in Hong Kong. We could use measure words to mark possession. Whoops, just hit my mic by accident. So we could say, since we have the genitive of the possessing thing coming afterwards, we could have something like va her da, where it would be apple, villager, edible. The villager himself is not edible. That is just to agree with the apple. And this would directly translate to the villager's apple. I think doing something like that would be interesting. Or instead of throwing the possessive noun before the thing, we could do it after. So apple, edible, villager, and that way if we want to add numerals to stress it's an apple of a villager. Oh. an apple of a villager. Now it would give us a nice little apple, one edible villager. That would give us a nice little dichotomy, and that would make it. That would be an interesting thing to do. I honestly quite like that idea. What do you guys think? Is that a good idea, or am I completely batshit insane for thinking of this? Thank you, Kat. I knew you'd be on my side. So that went much quicker than I thought it would go. Yeah, I'm trying to think of cases that would make this unwieldy as well. The reason I put the villager after the measure word instead of before it is because I figured that might make it a bit unwieldy for if we wanted to say 2 apples of the villager. But if it's like this, we have a nice little grouping that can act as one noun phrase. And if we wanted to add adjectives, it would make it easier to add them before both the villager and the apple. I'm certain we'll come up across some situation that'll make this slightly unwieldy, but I can't really think of one at this moment particularly. So, measure words to mark possession. If anyone can think of any, feel free to tell me. Possession is marked by possessed plus measure word plus now possessor. The measure word agrees with the possessed. It kind of does, yeah. But if there's no numeral, then the measure word is on its own, and if it's required, then it would become a sort of possessed marker of sorts. I mean, we could mark the possessor as well. By adding that, like a little e, but then that'd be inflectional. But we can't start. Well, we can't start words with it. We can't start words with a vowel, but we could probably start suffixes with a vowel. But then that would mark the possessor, and we'd have double marking, which is a feature I haven't actually really played with. So I think I might take that. Possessor is marked. No, I should have an intervening consonant there to match up the phonology of the language. Marked with ki, or get some vowel harmony in there, ka, with ki or ka, depending on last vowel of word. Only used to disambiguate. Maybe, because I don't know what situation would be needed to disambiguate, but it could become possessor marker is optional if the possessed has a numeral. If not, if the possessed doesn't have a numeral. If not, if possessed is counted, marker is required. So here in this example, it is required to have the marker. But in this example, I'll put it in parentheses, it is not required, as the measure word has kind of taken on a genitive meaning in and of itself. That is a beautiful thing we've created there. I am actually really happy with that. And we only have 4 minutes till the end of the stream, so not enough time to really actually... we've got to do nasal spreading. Well, next time we will do nasal spreading and more grammar. I was going to say for the last 4 minutes we should figure out what we should do next time. Well, I need to be done. Yeah. For dialectal stuff. Or we could have, or general measure word reduces into general possessed marker. that would also be fairly interesting. Adjectives, tenses, plus aspect, plus mood. Gonna have to figure out relative clauses, subordinate clauses. Yeah. Whew. Oh, before I go, I thought up of yes, no. General words for yes and no. I don't know if I said I wouldn't do them earlier or if I would, but I was just thinking that for yes and that for no. They're not actual words, they're just hmm. Did it come from G? Because I've been looking for the actual origin of the possessor marker, but I couldn't find anything in English. I was thinking that the Taiwanese might ultimately come from oh wait. Han. H. But it would make sense if it comes from a reduced G sound. Either way, I think I will call it a day here, as it is 1 o'clock. And I'm thinking next time we'll probably tackle either adjectives and relative clauses. So I feel like these should be grouped together as well. Wait, no, why did I put those in parentheses? Or tenses or aspects or subordinate clauses. And then on Friday, I think I will start my stream later on Friday. I think I'll be continuing Minecraft on Friday. But if you have any other ideas of what to do, like scrolling through, say, Reddit, or playing a different game, feel free to leave a comment below or message me on Reddit. And with that, I bid you all adieu.